Delighted to welcome Charlie Hyman from Bloomsbury Football. Hi, Charlie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, good, thanks. Tell me about Bloomsbury Football. What is it?
We are a charity based in London, and we improve the lives of about 5,000 young people every week using football as the vehicle. So we go out into communities, schools, estates, get young people active and engaged, and hopefully they have a better life because of it.
How did it start? Who came up with the idea?
Myself. When I was about 15 or 16, did some volunteering, went and picked up the cones for my younger brother's football team in the park. Actually, really enjoyed it and went off and did a summer of work experience with Fulham's foundations. Went all around South London and just saw what an amazing impact football could have above and beyond, just turning up on a Sunday and playing Sunday League. And when I finished uni, I decided that that was something that I wanted to do, and I wanted to help young people using football as that tool. So I set out with a bag of footballs to a pitch in Camden Town, and kind of 4 or 5 kids turned up to that first session. Essentially, those that could paid a fiver in cash. Those that didn't. That's broadly still the model we run with. So if you can afford to pay, which lots of people in London can, then they do. But we make sure with our financial assistance model that no child is ever turned away and everyone gets the opportunity to play.
What kind of reaction have you had, and how's it grown?
It's grown pretty quickly. So gone from that one session with 4 kids to 5,000 kids across 8 boroughs in just under 5 years, which has been a pretty exciting growth trajectory. And yeah, I think with helping young people and doing something great for the community, that the sentiment is always positive, and pretty much has been since we started, which is great. And it's obviously nice to hear people say nice things about the work you're doing.
How many kids, how many boys and girls are involved in it? And what ages are you sort of looking at?
So every week we work with about 5,000. Approximately half of those are within the schools that we go and work in, and we try and get young people engaged as young as possible. We think if we can, intervene early and stop issues that arise during teenage and young adulthood, then they've got a better chance of succeeding, performing better at school. So we start from anything from sort of 3 or 4 first kick of a ball, and hopefully work with those young boys and girls all the way up to adulthood to really make that meaningful difference on the rest of their lives.
Because it is okay. Football's physical, but it's a mental thing as well. I guess coming out of lockdown as well, where a lot of kids haven't been interacting. I mean, that must be a massive benefit.
Definitely, yeah. We actually were really surprised that basically everyone came back out after lockdown and was buzzing to get back on the pitch. We saw a lot of press that young people are not going to play sport anymore. People aren't going to get back outside. We saw the opposite. We saw a massive spike in demand, and particularly with the successes of the England women's team at the Euros last summer, we've seen a big increase in the number of girls playing, which is great to see.
I mean, you are a charity. Who funds it? Where does the funding come from? And I guess the obvious question is, are you going to expand?
Yeah, it's a mix. So those families who can afford to pay something, and the schools also contribute to the services that we provide to them, and that totals just under half of our revenue. And then the rest is a mix of companies through either their marketing or their kind of social responsibility commitments. Brands like Nike, Barclays support us. Then we apply to trusts and foundations. So sort of Sport England, National Lottery are some of the big ones that people would have heard of. And then we're lucky enough to have some generous individual donors that like what we do and want to help us to support more young people.
When do the scouts start coming knocking on your door, looking at the talent that you're accruing from all over London?
Yeah, most days of the week. I mean, we do a lot of their job for them because we're going out there basically seeing all these young people in the local area, and the boys and girls who are most talented go into our academy program where they get to train and play 3-4 times a week, and compete against other clubs in leagues. And so, yeah, we do have a lot of really talented boys and particularly girls in recent months, going off to those professional academies, which we actually love. And, it's testament to the quality of the training that we provide that those young people to develop to that standard. But for us, the most important thing is improving them as people before footballers. If we can, give them a better life overall, then that's best. If they also are great at football, it's not a bad thing, but it's not what we're trying to do.
Will you expand it to other cities in the country?
We're not sure yet. It's a good question. We're kind of going through a strategy review at the moment, looking at where to expand. I think the big question is around how do we make the most impact? And,
Yeah.
there's so much work to do in London that it's hard to justify heading off to other cities where it will be tougher and cost more to run at this stage. So I think still to be debated, but I think there's so much more we can do, even in the local areas that we already operate in.
Do you pinch yourself and think, I can't believe what I've created, a monster here?
So yeah, it's hard,
Brilliant.
to be honest. Day flies by. You're just so involved in kind of all parts of the operations. I absolutely love it, and have obviously learned an incredible amount in a short space of time, having never run anything before this or even really had a proper job. So yeah, no, it's an incredible experience. Absolutely loving it.
And if people are out there watching this and want to get involved, how do they get involved?
Well, if they're lucky enough to have the funds to support what we do, then they can always make a donation, which would be much appreciated. If they have children that want to get involved, then our website shows all the different programs and sessions across London. And then we're always looking for coaches and great people to come and help us to do more great work. So, do drop us an email, get in touch. We would love to chat to you.
Charlie, you're doing a great job. Really appreciate taking the time to join us today. All the very best to you.
Pleasure. Thank you.